Trying to get out of your stroke so it's not just a true shot of my face.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. This is Alan. This is mud. So mud in living form, mud in stacked form. This is gate. So holy mud as such, mud with hole in it. This is the Canaanite gate at Ashkelon. Hello everyone in Arizona. This is the vantage point from the top of the wall of ancient Ashkelon. And this is the new city over here. And Alan is dodging out of the way so I don't get him again.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק нер шаббат. Благословен Ты, Господь Бог наш, Владыка Вселенной, осветивший нас своими заповедями и повелевший нам зажигать субботние свечи. Амен.
Amen. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
Amen.
Amen.
getting a lot deeper now, as you can see. Getting down into the channel down there. And here we are in the darkness. Entering into the cistern. There's still some plaster on the walls here. And I'm sure Alan can testify that it is in fact quite a bit cooler down here.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
That's the entrance and that's the roof over our head. Okay. I am underground, which is not my favorite thing, but not as bad as being near heights. Alan is inspecting modern Israelite pillar here. It's a magical device with light coming forth from inside. So obviously this could have held quite a lot of water in its day. The cistern was built for defense of the city during time of invasion, so that people could have water and not drown, or not die of thirst, I should say. I suppose they could have drowned in here if they wanted to. Probably not too many people wanted to. And this rock formation here, I like to call the Blue Light Special. And here is Alan and me in a recently constructed mud brick house on site. And here's a nice bench. One could sleep on it, one could sit on it. It's instantly cooler the moment you step inside. Here on the wall you see modern Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, English letters, and you actually see a correspondence. It seems some similar patterns in the shape and appearance of the different letters as they appear and as they present in the different languages, which is obviously highly fascinating. If it's not to you, then it is to me, so there. Now for our archaeological half minute with Matthew Shaw. Here we're coming up on the bathhouse. Getting a lot closer now. There's Alan. There's the sign that says, oh, bathhouse. Both in English and in Hebrew. Thank you, Alan, for holding the door. Now Avdat is on the incense route from the east. We will, on Alan's birthday, be going up to Petra, which is apparently in the mountains of Edom. That's something I learned today. I did not know before. There's a stone dome over our heads. And yeah. Does this one? No, that one's locked. So we go out the way we come. Here we're entering into Avdat. You can see the interior of the wall. Rubble rocks mortared in, sandwiched between dressed stone. It's a form of a casemate wall. There's a building in front of us. I'll let you know what it is in a minute. And there are the iron Nabateans coming into the city from their long journey. Alas, to be so close and never get all the way there. So this is a Roman tower, actually, and Alan and I are exploring it. This has been abandoned by Romans and occupied by birds, apparently.
Not sure where it goes. Or if it's really what it is.
Go ahead, young man. He's shaking his head vigorously no. We're about to go up the stairs. I'll make a new video so these clips are not too long. Here's a little turret looking out. And here we are, right at the top. Yeah, I think that's a really good bet. Byzantine era. And if this happened in the earthquake, which is quite possible, there may yet be bones under there, actually. Here is the wine press at Avdat. We will show you closer. They would stand on the grapes. They showed us a lovely video that Alan was horrified by because they're stepping on things that they're going to be like putting in their mouths. So they would be squishing the juice, and see that little hole over there in the wall? It would go running through there and to be collected into jars and such. There you go. Is talking about it. Wouldn't it be nice if we could turn this into like a community center, like kind of a Messianic kibbutz? This is what I've been thinking for years. We are in the main courtyard of Avdat. Well, as we enter the main gate, anyway. And it would be great to have rebuilding the city and have big old Shabbats with bonfires up in here. Yeah. Anyway, that's mine. Avdat was abandoned after a great earthquake, As you can see, the remains of which still very evident. But a lot of the city remains remarkably tall and intact. I'm telling you, we could totally set up shop here. You know, do Shabbat, the far end. You know, yeah, good times. We're entering into a Byzantine church in Avdat. Here we are coming. They've got a little diagram here. Church of St. Theodoros, apparently. This is the diagram. We're in this open colonnaded structure right here. And the pillars are around us, with the main sanctuary thing back here, which has been partially, though not much at all, but partially rebuilt in recent times. See Christian symbols up ahead, on some of it up here. This is the Church at Avdat, one of the two. And the pillars standing as they did many years ago. And this is all obviously recent reparations right here. And this is some of the older stuff that was here previously. Here, this old inscription has both Christian symbols of the cross and the menorah, which has been seen by some to be an indicator of the early Jewish identity of Christianity in the region. This is inside the commandant's residence. What remains on the walls of the art. Again, that line you see is the restoration line, where everything's been restored. To that level. It's much cooler in here than it is outside. This is the bathhouse in Masada. There's Alan, probably needs a shower. We've been out in the sun all day, so he's come to the right place. Of course, I need one too at this point, but alas, looks like it's closed for business, which is good because the Romans, they weren't so keen on modesties. So, yeah, I wouldn't be engaging in that kind of thing anyway. But here we are. You see the steps down here into the big pool there. And again, everything below that line is original, everything above the line is restored. And Alan is assuming that, you know, the wood height is the floor height, but of course he's wrong in this because we're on a raised wooden platform, Alan. And here you can see the substructure underneath the bath floor. And remarkably, you can see some of the clay pipes here. These obviously are probably modern recreations, whereas you can see some of the older ones, fragments thereof, maybe still in there. It's hard to see. As you can see how the floor would have rested on these little pillars. The heat traveling up and around and doing those things that it would have done. So here we are, and you can see over here where those little clay pipes would have nestled up against the wall. And here's the view from the top of the watchtower at Masada. All the way up. And all the way around. Here's Alan, seeing how secure the rocks are. Rocks that have stood for thousands of years.
It wiggles.
It wiggles, it wiggles. There's been lots of telling of bad jokes. I was so pleased to meet another American who, when he asked about the snake path, he wanted to know if there was a path for the rest of us. Made my heart glad. Bye. This is the North Palace at Masada that Alan and I have just climbed down, risking life and limb to get here. And it's worth it. This is the remains of the synagogue at Masada, in Hebrew Beit Knesset. And Alan's just walked behind the partition part wall where they would have kept the Torah scrolls and the Geniza, where they store the damaged scrolls, scrolls that are too old to use anymore, and those kinds of things, which would have been back there. And where they actually did find scrolls. Fragments thereof, anyway. This is a swimming pool at the top of Masada. If this were something that Kane or myself designed, I would assume that in the corner is the spa and that these people had lots of money. Thank you. Bye. Hello everyone in America. These are the IDF soldiers who have been so gracious to allow me to film them and take a picture at Masada. Shalom from America. Hi. There are those that have suggested this white patch in front of me is possibly the site of one of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. They've suggested that right in the middle there might have once been a sphinx. As you can see, there's greenery on the ground, patches all around, right up until you get there, and nothing's growing, nothing whatsoever. I'm gonna go down and scout to see if I can find more sulfur, more brimstone like I found last time. All right, bye. These are the mountains of Petra, seen from up above. These are tourists, and this is Alan. Off there in the distance, I don't know if you can see it at all, there's a little hill with a white dot on top of it. They say it's Aaron's shrine. They claim that's where Aaron went up on the mountain and died here in Jordan, and is buried there to this day, apparently. That's what they say. Who can know?
If you take a look from here, you see look like an elephant. That direction, this look like an elephant facing us, the eye and the trunk. So this is not elephant, it's a piece of rock. Yalla yab.
Dun, da da da, dun, da da da, dun, da da da, dun, da da. I couldn't help myself, Alan. I really couldn't. Well, I could have, but I chose not to. What's that?
That it's better that you didn't.
Right? Exactly. Geologists would know. And Alan is humming the theme tune to Indiana Jones.
Like these?
وما بدري ايش والله. وهو انا واحد من الناس اللي يطلع معي في 80 و90 و190 في الوان دي، يعني هذول صعب تلقاه. بس
There is many way, you know, but this is the easy way.
سيئين جدا جدا، نوعيات رديئة من المجتمع.
Like this. There is other way. If you don't like it like this, you can do it like this.
رغم ان وقت على الاستراحة مهما كان بتطلع فيه شيء. مش يعني
You look awesome, Alan. Meh. Hello, goat. Here, Alan and I are at the David Waterfall at En Gedi at the Dead Sea. We love and miss you all. Bye for now.
Đây á. Thank you. Jangan ada yang ketinggalan. Đây á.
Has not quite fallen, but the normally insanely busy Israel is what Alan calls Walking Dead kind of stuff, because yeah, it's a veritable ghost town. Oh look, a pale white ghost in a green smock of some kind. It's Ellen and myself walking down the middle of an abandoned road on Yom Kippur. There were some kids playing in another street. Oh, look, a cat. There's an interesting story about the cats, by the way, which I will text about later. But yeah, tried to get a picture of the kids, but they moved off before I got a chance. Everyone.
And you can see a fully made one over there. Everything is carefully and skillfully done by hand, as you can see here. Just a drop of either one of these colors, and so it would take thousands of these in order to make just a little bit of dye for wool. So Hannah is now going to show us, after she dyed everything, how she would spin the wool and make yarn or thread out of it. So she'd take the two pieces, two ends of the wool, to elongate her piece of thread, and she's spinning with one hand one way and spinning on top the other way while stretching it out to make it even so it has the same thickness. And this takes so much concentration and skill and coordination. And Hannah, she could probably do it in her sleep. She's so good at it.
After that, I got the other side.
She takes the strings from the back and pulls them forward. And takes her shuttle and places it through in between the two rows of yarn, and then she does it again. See how much time and patience it took just to make one shawl.
We are atop Tel Megiddo. More tumble down buildings, few people, that sort of thing. But I was saying to Alan earlier, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye. At Akko in Israel by the sea. Here we are in Akko at the Templar tunnel, walking through under the city, under the fortress. Well, it's in the old city, it's not near the citadel actually. But here we are. Got some really beautiful kind of pictures on the walls. You know, maybe a little gruesome. Excuse me. Wow. Here we are, still in the Templar tunnels under Akko, the Crusader city fortress to fight against, you know, Muslim invaders and such way back when, long time ago. is the Turkish bathhouse from the Ottoman Empire. Alan and I passed a active excavation, and they invited us to join. I'm still thinking about it. Here we are at the entrance of the Crusader Citadel at Akko. Welcome to the latrine. Yeah.
guns back there.
Yep, there. Cosmic gun. Very cool. In America, this would all be like up for sale in a thrift shop. Yeah, you know, it's true.
Yeah.
And cool for that too. Welcome to the beach at the Sea of Galilee. This is one of the cleaner areas. Yeah, good times. A lot of work to be done, my friends, a lot of work to be done. Fan configuration is the latest. Well, that doesn't look safe. Thing that is making Alan's eyes twitch. And Chag Sameach, everybody, and looking forward to seeing you after Sukkot. Bye. This is the view from the balcony room at the Petra Hostel, where Alan and I are booked for shower purposes. We're right across the street from the Tower of David Citadel and just inside the Jaffa Gate. We're gonna head back out just now, and just want to say we love you all, miss you all. Chag Sameach, Sukkot. Wonderful time. and see you soon. Bye.
Tonight was the start of the Shabbat.
Right. Which is why we won't do it. Down there is siege work balls that were launched against Jerusalem in the siege, exactly where they lay.
The Armenian quarter outside the city wall is the wide cone-like top of the Dormition Mountain.
And that's where the horrid noise is coming from. Yeah, that needs to be torn down. If the Almighty ever gives me the ability to do so, I would be pleased. Amen. Sure. This is the prayer tower in Tel Aviv that my friend Shoshi is showing to Alan and I. And that's the view outside of the city. We can pray for the city, that the Almighty will reveal His presence as Messiah from this location and pour out the hearts to the Almighty from here. Hello everyone, this is Warren's Shaft, named after the guy who found it. It is believed by some to be the way that David's men came into the city to take it a long, long time ago from the Jebusites. I don't know how well you can see, but as you can see, quite a deep and treacherous tunnel. Here I am in the old city. Behind me you can see I'm in the lowest accessible part of the city of David. The excavation that's currently going on. Alan is up at the hill, he's a little tired. So. Having fun. Really excited to be here. The water got rather deep, so we best probably move on before we begin to freeze tonight. See you all later. Bye. This is a 1 to 50th scale of the Second Temple period Jerusalem. I think the inhabitants of the town are convinced that Alan and I must be Anakim. I'm not so sure. But, hey, what can I say? I know this long video violates the basic 12 to 15 second principle, but I think to get a full 360 view of what Jerusalem would have looked like in the time of Yeshua is definitely worth it. So, here goes. Well, it's been going, you know. Yeah. I think it's beautiful. Very, very beautiful model. This is at the museum where the Shrine of the Book is located. So when people come here in future, if you all want to see this, that's where you gotta go. Alright. See you all soon. Very, very soon. Bye.
Romania. Yefim Katsovsky, Ben Eser, Ukraina. Ksenia Sirota, Senior Out, Ukraina.